What's going on, YouTube? It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Excuse my hair. I'm in the process of getting my hair retwisted. Unfortunately, my hair is so damn curly. It curled out my twist. I don't know if that's possible, but hey, that's what the fuck happened. So I don't care about the jokes about my hair. I'm going natural, goddammit. Wakanda forever. But I tried to actually go live, and it said this little message popped up on the screen. It said that unfortunately you are uneligible to go live because you don't meet the updated YouTube requirements. So I'm thinking, I just had to update my YouTube app, because you have to update it every couple months or so on and so on. So I updated it. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go live, and it didn't go live. I'm like, so I clicked on the thing, learn more, and it's telling me I have to have 1,000 subscribers. Since when do I have to have 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube page that I created? And in order for me to go live, I have to have a certain amount of subscribers. That only reason I'm making this video because that just shows you right there that we are not in control. This is my page. Why do they understand YouTube is their platform in that matter? But this is my YouTube page. So why do I have to go along the guidelines of what they talking about if it's my page? If I want to post up a live video, I should be publicly able to do so. Everybody has their right to freedom of speech and the freedom of press to express their feelings or whatever the case may be. So regardless if I have 1,000 subscribers, if I ain't got not one, that should not make a difference to whether I should be able to go live on my Facebook. And that kind of threw me off for a loop because, if you notice, not just on YouTube, on Facebook, if you put certain things on Facebook, they won't allow it to go on there, even though it's your page, you have access to it. And I understand it's their platform, they can make whatever rules and guidelines they want to. But I just feel that these companies that are in control of these websites, they not giving you the control that you should have. They're not giving you the freedom that you should have. I feel that I should be able to post a live video. I want to whatever I want to talk about. What if I want to talk about God, religion, whatever the hell it is, I should be able to do so without requirements or extra, necessities that I gotta have for my YouTube page. That it just kind of threw me for a loop, and it kind of, irritated me, in a sense, like, damn, what control do I have over my page? So if I post something that's not in the guidelines of YouTube or, and they correct properties, are they gonna take my video down? Most likely. But that goes back to what freedom do we have? What control do we have of our own page? And not just for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and so on and so on. I just feel that in this day and age, this society, they try to control the masses any way that they can. It's sickening because we free, but we not free. We living in the matrix box. We have no control over, what we can do with our own freedom, because they gonna limit that, what we can do, what is considered in a free standpoint, or what is considered to be subjected into a guideline or into rules or into law that you got to follow protecting society. I feel that once they made the constitutional rights and they put this in noting that individuals have self-freedom to express themselves verbally, they should be able to do so. So regardless of what YouTube guidelines, the constitutional rights should be right at that main factor. That should go over the guidelines of what YouTube had, because the constitutional rights is more powerful, more in a sense, how can I word this? It's more in the guidelines of everybody, not just a certain platform. It's in the guidelines of, all Americans. So I just feel that we don't have control over, what we can do or what we can say, because everything is, politically correct, and we gotta, talk about it a certain way. We gotta look at it a certain way. And this DNA, this society is crazy, man, because they try to control us with everything. The media, the way that the foods that we eating, whatever it is. I just feel that we don't have freedom as people, not just people of color, but as American citizens. We are bounded by rules and laws that are systematically placed upon us to oppress us. And if we go against the oppressors, they lock us away with no ifs, ands, or buts. Even though we may have been in the right sense on a moral standpoint, a logical standpoint, they view it in a society standpoint. Is this beneficial to the Constitution of America? And that's what we have to realize, when they I don't mean to get political, but I'm a political person. I'm a free spirit. I'm an open-minded person. So I'm going to post this video, and hopefully they allow me to post it without no discrepancies or no BS and no bullshit. But back to I'm going to change the topic. Switching topics on slavery. A lot of people think that because they ended slavery itself actually ended. And, right after this, they abolished slavery. They came with, a law. All these black men and women are going to be free with no job to run chaos or do whatever. So how can we keep them at bay even though they free? So they came up with the prison system, basically, different strategically or systematic plans set in place to keep us oppressed, even though we're not oppressed in the liberal sense. So basically, for example, if you was caught at the curfew, instead of them a misdemeanor, that's a felony, you get locked away. Just little incidents and little notions that they use to systematically oppress us, and they still do it to this day. It's about, I'm gonna just say an estimate. I'm not fully for sure. I'm not the mathematical best, or I don't know the scientific numbers, but just the estimate. 85% of the black males that are incarcerated in jail are in jail for non-violent offenses. And I'm not saying that the people that did do something heinous or they shouldn't be locked away. Yeah, you should lock their ass the fuck up. They shouldn't be free to do harm or cause harm to others. But just take marijuana for instance. Do you know how many people are sitting in jail, been in jail for years because of marijuana laws? And now all of a sudden, they want to legalize marijuana. Okay, what about the people that still, had to face discrepancies behind these laws, and now they can't find a job because they're a felon because they got charges on marijuana on their record? So now that it's legalized, are these people going to be reimbursed for the time that they spend in jail? Fuck nah. Nah, they gonna just, chuck it up to the game, and you gotta, adapt to society. That's the way that they want you to see life. That's the way that they pushing it toward. That's the agenda they pushing it toward. And there's a lot of different agendas that they push into the masses or to the media because, the media controls different outlets. The media controls of what story goes here, what story goes there. So, I just feel that we are not in control. We in control of our own self, our own mind, our own soul, our own heart. But as far as on a pen and paper, black and white, we have no power. We have no power. It was a once upon a time where we had power. They found a systematic, strategic plan to strip us away from the power. Whatever way they did it, they succeeded and they did it. And they still doing it to this day. A lot of people do not know, just different shit that's going on within the world, within our society, within our community, because they keep us so blinded. We walk around as sheeps and robots and obeying to this matrix, obeying to this system, and these laws that are placed upon us that are not for us. They placed upon us, but are not for us. I'm a spiritual person. I've been getting into a spiritual aspect since 2012, or you can call it awakening, or woke, whatever you want to call it. But I later on in life, I'm 26 years old, and at first, I didn't realize, the benefits or the effects it could have on my life. But now, me being a 26-year-old, I now know, energy is the power. Energy is the real power. No matter, you got $100 million in your bank account, no matter if you're the happiest person in the world, if your energy is not at a certain level, certain things are not going to be successful in your life. You may wonder, damn, why is these things going on? Or, why is these things keep happening to me? It's all about your energy. I'm not trying to switch subjects. I find myself doing that because I like to, bring up different topics and, discuss the topic at hand or whatever the case may be. But, energy is the real power. And energy never dies. It only transfers into something or someone else. So, for example, let me just use this for example. My mother was taken away from me at the age of 12 years old. She was shot and killed. And, during that time period, I may have been spiritual, in a spiritual aspect, but I didn't know because I was a child. I was an adolescent. I didn't have a aware system that I have now, And when she was taken away from me, she was shot and killed, by the way. When she was taken away from me, all I could just ask myself or just question, not necessarily question God, but just question, why? Why? Why was she taken away from me? Why was she taken away from me? I'm 12 years old. I need my mother. I grew up with no father. My father got shot and killed, So it's bad enough that my father got shot and killed. I was raised with no father. That already has an effect on me mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So now, at me being 12 years old, I lose my mother. And I feel, as a child, you shouldn't be burying your mother. As a child. I had to bury my mother as a child. And, that I try not to think about that, but, it's like, how can I not? That's my mother, And as I got older, I stopped questioning, why, why she passed away. And I just took it for what it is. It was a purpose. It was a reason for her to lose her life. All the things that I experienced within my life, it happens for a reason. It's not just a coincidence. It happens for a reason. And back to this energy thing. Just my personal experience or, my personal beliefs, whether you believe it or you don't. I believe, once a loved one die or whatever the case may be, their energy is transformed into a certain matter or into a certain body. And I believe that once my mother passed away, her energy transformed upon me. And even though me being 12 years old, I didn't realize that. I just wanted my mother back. I just wanted my mother back. I didn't care about, what was going on inside the outside world or whatever the case may be. As a child, I just wanted my mother, And it's days right now, me being 26 years old, I want my mother. If I can have her back, I would. But unfortunately, I can't. I have to live with that. I have to adapt to that, I cannot let that, hold me down or, keep me at a low vibration or keep me at a lower level where I need to succeed. So I use that as motivation. I use that energy that she passed upon me as, a gift for me to learn better and do better and know better, I don't know everything upon this world or everything to know upon the spiritual aspect or the spiritual realm, but I'm learning, I'm growing. As I said, I'm 26 years old, I have a lot to learn, a lot of growing to do, And I just feel that you have to protect your energy at all costs. Because if somebody has enough control over you, or they got you at a low vibration, or they got you just feeling so down and so out, then you are not in control of yourself. You are not in control of your life. You are not in control of your emotions. You are not in control of your heart. You are not in control of your mind, because you are letting this person, excuse me, you're letting this person have so much control over your feelings and how you dictate your life that you are not living your best life. And I had to realize that, I used to get emotionally unstable because, I was dealing with a lot of things at the time period. And also, it's just like I wasn't happy where I was at in life. And the reason I wasn't happy because I'm too worried about what other people may think. I'm too worried about, if this person gonna do right by me, you got to do right by yourself. You know, you got to do right by yourself and love yourself for who you are and live for yourself for who you are. You know, you can't save everybody. You know, because some people don't want to be saved, and you can't please everybody. Because you know, some people just can't be pleased. No matter how much love you get them, how much money, whatever you give them into the world, you know, they value it however they value it. You know, I just feel that you need to protect your energy at all costs. Period. Excuse me. At all costs. Because, you know, it's going to be a point in time where the universe will send you a test of self-control, self-dedication, self-determination, and by you allowing others to dictate your life, dictate how you feel, dictate the way you live, you're not going to prevail in life. And I understood that. You know, it took me a while to understand that. Me being where I am now to versus 2 years ago or 4 years ago, I did a lot of growth. You know, I did a lot of growth because where I was at 2 years ago, I was in a dark place. You know, I was dealing with a lot of emotional trauma, physical trauma. It was just a lot of things that was weighing on my conscience and my subconscious. It was just too much for me to bear. You know, I would have breakdowns, crying, you know, just couldn't get sleep, not eating, just you know, taking drugs, smoking weed, popping pills, and into that aspect. I didn't do anything other than smoke weed and pop pills. But I was just doing it crazy, just popping pills. I didn't want to go to sleep. I just want to stay up. And not I'm realizing that I'm harming myself, but in the same sense, not even realizing it because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care if I died or if I live. You know? And now I care. I value my life. I value my soul. You know, I value my heart. I value my mind. I take these things seriously. Because you have to understand, you know, whatever you put out into this universe, you are going to receive. So if I'm just a negative person, I'm just putting out all this bad energy, all this bad karma, that's what I'm going to get back. And I had my fair share of bad karma and good karma. You know, majority, it was bad karma because at once upon a time, that's all I was putting out. That's all I was thinking. I just had a negative mindset, a negative spirit, you know. And I'm glad that you can call it awakening or, you know, reality check or whatever you want to label it as. I'm glad that happened to me. Because if it wouldn't have happened, no telling what my life would have went. I could have been dead or in jail. So I'm thankful for where I am now, and I'm thankful to understand life and understand the values and the principles and the guidelines to live a good life. It's not going to be perfect because life itself is not perfect. The society is not perfect. The world is not perfect. So your alignment with the universe is not going to be perfect unless the world is made for perfection. So, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but you can do your best to strive for perfection. And that's what I plan to do, you know. I recently stopped smoking weed, marijuana. I was smoking from 12 years old up until 26 now. And I just made a conscious decision that I'm going to stop, you know. I'm going to stop and, you know, evaluate my health mentally, physically, spiritually. Evaluate my health. What do I have to go to the next step and to seeing in life, you know? And I stopped smoking cigarettes back 4 years ago, 2015 to 2016, I believe. I believe it was 2015. I made a conscious decision that I was going to stop smoking cigarettes, and that day so forward, I haven't smoked a cigarette. And I noticed once I stopped that my lungs, you know, it was starting to open up better because 2 days after not smoking, no matter if it's weed, cigarettes, your lungs is going to start to repair itself. It's not going to be back, you know, in the same sense that it was because that takes time. But within 2 days, your lungs start to reproduce cells that wasn't there by you smoking so much. So I just made a conscious decision to stop smoking. I started to this day. I started exercising today. You know, I just felt this urge of energy upon me, and it was good energy. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, you know, had me thinking in a toxic way. It was a good energy. I exercised and I meditated. That's what I'm going to start doing on a daily basis. You know, I'm going to start exercising my mental, my physical, and my spiritual, because I want to be able to express upon the universe. I want to be able to relate to the universe and receive the energies from the universe, the good, the bad, and balance it out whatever way I need to balance it out. Because, like I said, whatever you put out into this universe, you will get back. And I noticed by me changing my life and by me changing the way I think, by me changing the way I feel, great things are going to prosper for my life because I'm in a great state of mind. I'm not in a sunken place. I'm not in a dark place, So, I just feel that, everybody has the power to do whatever they want to do. It's all upon your mindset. How are you thinking? How are you feeling? How are you living? Is others affecting the way you live? Is others affecting your emotional behavior, your physical behavior? You have to take all that into a examination, because mental behavior is something that's big, not within just the black community, just anybody. Mental behavior is big because a lot of people daily kill themselves because they just don't know what to do. They just all out of answers. It's all up in their mental. They feel that they life is just absorbing their life energy, just taking everything away from them, and they just don't know where to turn. So their only option is to take their life away. And we at times we place blame upon either others, and we put our burdens upon others, and we put our energy upon others. And sometimes we have to sit back and reevaluate who we are. How are we living our life? Where are we going to go within the 5 years? Where are we going to go within 10 years? Where do I see myself within 5 years? Where do I see myself within 10 years? So we have to evaluate that and take that into a higher perspective than we ever did, because you never know. You don't know when you're going to drop dead and die. Not saying like that, but you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen within your future. No matter, what spiritual level you at, you cannot predict when you're going to die. Because, the universe can take you whenever. You can be fresh out the womb and lose your life. So, you don't know. You don't know, but it's best to prepare yourself on the physical level, on the mental level, and on the spiritual level, and on the emotional level. I lost my grandfather in this last year, July. And, I wouldn't say it didn't take a toll on me, because it did. But at the same sense, I was prepared because I knew. I just knew that, he had a lot of health issues. I just knew that whenever his time to come, don't be afraid to let go. I was afraid of losing my grandfather. What I'm gonna do? How I'm gonna live? What I'm gonna, because I basically my grandfather raised me when my mother passed away. So it was like, not necessarily dependent on him because I was my own man, but it was just like, damn, he was my comfort. He was my go-to comfort. So when I lost him, it was like, damn, I fell into a sunken place. I fell into a depression. And, it took me a while to get back and pick myself up, because dealing with a loss, it's not going to, you're not going to be emotion to it. You're going to have some emotion. That's a loved one that you lost, you care for. I still, certain things about my mother, it still trigger me, I may get emotional. But I'm not letting it hold me down. I'm not letting it, bring me into a dark place. I lost my mother, so I'm going to pop pills until I fucking die. Or I'm going to smoke weed until I die. I'm going to drink all alcohol. You can't allow certain things, that you have no control over affect your life. Because I have no control over nobody else's death. I don't even have control over my own death. So why am I putting this energy or putting this burden on myself of, just bring myself down into this depression state, this I give up state. I have to use this energy and use this moment for momentum to strive to be better, to strive to be a great man, a great father, a better human being, a better individual, And I feel that, like I said, energy never dies. So once my grandfather ascended to a better place, it was rough for me because he was here and I was the one taking care of him and I was doing it by my own. But once he passed away, a part of me was full of just anger of just let me get that last chance with him, just that last talk, But in another sense, a part of me was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the reason, excuse me, the reason I was thankful is because he was no longer here to suffer. He was here in a lot of pain. Now he's in a better place, a peaceful place. He can watch upon me. He can guide me and, show me a right direction, a right path. I'm no longer in pain. There may be days I get emotional. Yeah, I can't stop. Can't stop that. That's emotional. That's a feeling that we have as human beings. But in the overall sense, I'm grateful and I'm thankful that, he's no longer here suffering. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen to my grandchildren or what's going to, happen to me. He's in a better place. And that brings me so much peace that I can't even, explain it. I can't even explain how much peace that brings me because all while he was here, I was just in a depressed state because I'm looking at my grandfather and I'm watching him die, in a sense. I'm watching him deteriorate, This is a man that I grew up with. This is a man that raised me like a father. Once upon a time he was walking. And next thing you know, I seen him in a wheelchair. That did something to me on a mental level, a physical level. And I may not have wanted to talk about it, or I may not wanted to express my feelings or whatever, but, it took a toll on me because I wasn't used to seeing my grandfather like that. But also, in a sense, I had to understand that we cannot live forever. No matter how healthy we are, no matter what we do to prevent death, we cannot prevent death. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Don't fight it. You can't, And it took me a while to realize that. So for me, seeing my grandfather from, average grandparent in a healthy state, he had his issues or whatever, like high blood pressure or whatever to that sense. But to see him in that state, walking around energetic, driving around, and then 2 years later to see him in a wheelchair and me having to assist him and using the bathroom, washing him up, that took a toll on me that I don't think nobody will understand. No matter how much I explain it, or, verbally or physically, emotionally, or spiritually, no matter how much I try to explain it, only I know what that did to me as a person. It actually made me better. It made me look at life with a whole different perspective. I was at a point in time where I just thought the world revolved around me. There's no consequences to my decisions. And like I said, whatever you put out into this universe, you will receive. So once I stopped putting out the bad karma, or once I stopped, going wrong about certain things or bad intentions, I saw that the positive energy was drawn to me, because energy is real. Negative energy, positive energy. No other way around it. There's no other way around it. You can either be a positive, inspirational, inspiring person, or you could be a negative, toxic person. Period. There's no other way of trying to explain it or put it into any type of term or getting tongue-tied. Psychological way. There's no other way of trying to explain it. You can either be a positive person and live a positive life. It's not going to be perfect, but you can be positive. Or you can live a negative life and just toxic and full of drama, BS, and just all kind of bullshit. So I had to make a conscious decision. Do I want to continue to live the life that I'm living? Do I want to continue to walk the way I'm walking? Do I want to continue to be in the streets and do just whatever? Or do I want to just fall back from all that and take a look at myself and see where I'm headed in 5 years? Will I be in the jail cell or will I be dead? And a lot of people, they don't realize that until it's too late. And I'm glad, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the Most High, the creator of all creation. I'm thankful that the universe allowed me to wake up and realize this, It's more to life than what I'm doing right now or what I was doing, And I feel that anything that we put our mental to, we put our spiritual to, we can overcome it and achieve it, you know? And I'm not here to be a preacher. I'm not here to, give you a sermon or think that I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. Because at the end of the day, I still sin. And at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. You know, I'm going to continue to make mistakes as I grow. But as I grow, I learn from those mistakes. And I learn it as a lesson and to not do it again. You know, and if it does happen again, how can I get out of the situation, or how can I prevent it from happening before it happened again? You know, in that sense. But I feel, everybody needs to take care of themselves on the physical level, on the mental level, on the spiritual level, on the emotional level, because these things are important to our life. A lot of people dealing with a lot of issues that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to express because they're scared, because society is so, it's so fucked up that they judge you for every single thing. Like, it's just crazy. You talk about certain things, and the first thing that they label you as is crazy without even understanding you as an individual. Like, half the things that I talk about on my Facebook, because I majority post a lot of my videos on my Facebook, but I actually deactivated my Facebook, so I'm going to start putting them on my YouTube. But a lot of things I talk about on the spiritual aspect, a lot of people are not at that level. By me talking about these things, it may seem crazy to them or out this world or unbelievable or impossible, but it's real. It's real as life. Energy is real. And once you understand these things and you understand the vibrations and the frequencies of the world, of the universe, and how the solar system is aligned, and how different things affect us on the physical level, on the mental level, and on the emotional and the spiritual level, then you'll get a better understanding of, how to coordinate your life, or how to, beat in obstacles, or, things that prevent you from success. Not even financially. It could be mentally successful, physically, or, emotionally. So I just feel, everybody needs to take the time out, take the time out to, evaluate themselves. Not criticize themselves, but evaluate themselves. Okay, at 12 years old, I made a conscious decision. I made a bad mistake. How can I learn from that now, me being an adult? I'm just using this in a general sense. It's not just me particular. I'm just anybody in general. How can we learn from our past? How can we learn from our present? And, how can we prepare our future? Those are the things that I like to, discuss, or the things that I like to bring into topic, because if you're not planting the seeds in the righteous way, or you're not planting the seeds in the right direction, then the garden is not going to grow. If you're not watering the seeds properly, the garden is not going to grow. And I'm using that analogy as our mental, our spiritual, our emotion. If you don't plant the right seeds upon your mindset, then your mind is not going to grow. If you don't plant the right seeds upon your spiritual, then you're not going to grow as a spiritual person. You're just going to be stuck, in this matrix box. And some people, they may enjoy to be stuck in that box. I'm not here to judge you or cast a stone upon you or have you live your life, but just take a step back and reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate who you're around. What influences do they have upon you? Are they good? Are they bad? And are you allowing these things to happen? Or is it out of your control? So you have to reevaluate your life on all aspects, on a mental level, physical, spiritual, and emotional. These are the 4 aspects of life that you need to reevaluate yourself. 4 main key aspects that are very important, to everybody in life. Not just me, everybody in the general sense. Those are the 4 main key elements and aspects that everybody needs to reevaluate themselves on. It's not to criticize, it's not to bash yourself, it's not to talk down upon others or yourself. It's to just see how can you better yourself. Everybody want to be better. Even if you have your best, you want to be better than you are. You want to be better than last year. You want to be better than the day before yesterday. Hell, I know I do. I want to be better than I was 2 years ago. I want to be better than I was a week ago. A week ago, I may have been mad at the world, but I want to be better today. So when I talk about certain things like that, I don't want to come across as that I know everything, because I don't. The knowledge that I receive is from my higher self and from the universe. It's different signs. I don't even pick up a book. Not saying that I don't need to, because there's certain things up in a book that, I may not know and I may not receive from my higher self that I need to read and study. So I'm not saying that, but a lot of information it comes from our intuition. It comes from our higher self. It comes from just a knowing aspect, a sixth sense of the right and the wrong. But what is considered right and wrong? And it's up to that individual to figure that out. But on that note, I'm going to end this video, and I hope that this video, even if you get 1 like, 2 likes, or whatever, if you don't get no likes, if you don't get no views, or 1 person view it, or 10 people view it, that doesn't affect me as a person. But I hope the word that I'm saying upon you, it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. And just for me, it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. But I hope that the word that I say can have an effect on you in a positive manner. In a positive manner, in a positive way, in the most way that it can. Because I want the world to be better. I want individuals as self to be better. Because if individual self is better, then the world is better. If the world is better, then the universe is better. But in that aspect, I hope that everybody have a safe day, safe night, evening, wherever you at. I'm in Indiana, so it's nighttime right now. But whoever watches the video or plans to watch it, I hope you are safe, and I hope you find the peace that you need to find. I hope you find the love for yourself that you need to find to make you a better person, a better individual, man, woman, child, boy, or girl. And I say these things not for likes. I don't say these things to get clout or clarification from nobody. I say these things because it's from my heart. It's from my soul. So I'm not gonna say I pray, because praying can be it can put a curse on you. I communicate to you and I talk to you, and I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. I hope that you see what I'm trying to do. In that note, everybody be safe, be at peace with yourself, find the peace that you need to find the love that you need to find, and enjoy life. Peace and love.